So good afternoon, classmate. Good afternoon, mom. I am Janelle Cope and I will be the third discussant for Group 4 and I will be discuss the topic that are all about the feminist theory. So what is feminist theory? Feminism is a political, cultural, or economic movement that endeavor to establish equal rights and legal protection for women. So when we say endeavor, um, ito yung sa madaling salita sa Filipino, ito ay ang pagsusumikap. Pagsusumikap na ma-establish yung equal rights or equality and legal protection for women. Yun yung role ng feminism. And then, a person who supports this endeavor is a feminist. Yung mga taong nagsusuporta sa endeavor na yon about the equality of women ay matatawag na feminist. So, the second one is the history of feminism. The earliest account of a woman who took to writing in defense of her sex is in the Middle Ages. It was an argument in literature entitled The Epistle to the God of Loves, written by Christine de Pizan, born 1364, who was considered as the first female professional writer in France. Siya yung unang babae na writer na nag-stood up for women. Christine de Pizan, siya yung first female professional writer in France. She stood up for women in response to the misogyny. When we say misogyny, ito yung mga hatred sa mga babae na in the allegorical poem Roman de la Rose, written by French poet Jean Demeun. So sa history of feminism, scholars group various feminist movements into three waves. Merong three waves. The first wave or unang movement ng mga feminist. So, letter A, originally focused on the right to equal contract and property right. So, dito na pinaglalaban yung karapatan ng mga kababaihan na mag-own ng sariling property. Yung isang property under ng name nila. So, letter B, called the abolition of chattel marriage. A form of marriage where the husband legally owned his wife and any child in their union, as with slavery. So, when we say abolition of chattel marriage, abolition is the term that we call conclusion or ending. So, dito na nag-end yung chattel marriage. Yung chattel marriage na sinasabi, yun yung pag-act ng man or nung husband na private property na niya yung wife niya. So, dito sa first wave, dito na sa first movement, dito na yung ang pag-ending or abolition of chattel marriage. So, letter C, by the end of the 19th century, feminist movements focused on gaining political rights, especially the right to vote. So, dito na yung feminist movements, nagpo-focus na sila sa gaining political rights na ang mga babae may karapatan ring magboto. At ang mga babae may karapatan rin tumakbo sa like sa halalan. Na dati, ang mga lalaki lang yung may karapatan. So, sinimulan gaya na lamang ng ating bansang Pilipinas na merong kauna-unahan din na babae na nag-stood up rin na pinatunayan na kaya rin ng babae na mag-lead sa isang bansa or sa isang lugar. Gaya na lamang ni, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, si Pangulong Corazon A. Aquino. So, letter D, other campaigns included sexual, reproductive, and economic rights. So, dumako naman tayo sa second wave. So, second wave, letter A, is largely concerned with equality issues, especially on ending discrimination of women. So, dito na pinaglalaban yung equality issues na especially ending discrimination of women. So pag sinabi natin na ending discrimination of women, yung pag-end na ng pagdi-discriminate ng kalalakihan sa mga kababaihan, na pinaglalaban dito yung equality ng men and women. So letter B, the second wave slogan, personal is a political, was coined by Carol Hanisk. So dito, um, even though even though owned na ako ng husband ko, dito hindi naman 100% owned ka na. Yung parang may karapatan ka pa rin sa sarili mo. So pinaglalaban dito na may karapatan ka sa sarili mo. Na hindi naman sa kada galaw mo is didiktahan ka na ng husband mo. So, the third wave, letter A, emerged in the mid-1990s due to the perceived unfinished work of second wave. So, dito, sa third wave, yung ipagpapatuloy yung sa second wave. Yung mga yung mga unfinished work, rather, sa second wave. So, letter B, the third wave, feminists sought to challenge and avoid what it deemed the second wave's view of femininity that was said those of upper middle class white women to depict on experiences. Letter C, the movement asserted that women's experiences varied at race, class, religion, and nationality are informed and significant factors in women's issues. So, the basic feminist ideas and feminist theory. So, una is basic feminist idea. So, according to UNESCO, 2015, ang feminism daw ay isang movement para sa ideologies sa cultural, economic, political, and social equality. Also, na ang layunin is magkaigwa or magkaroon ng equal rights for hindi lang sa men, but also for women. And also, feminism daw is to provide para sa mga babae ng freedom to make choices. So, we have 4 basic feminist ideas. So, first one is push for change towards equality among men and women, and not just talk about it. So, dito, pinupush na magkaroon ng change towards the equality or pagkakapantay-pantay among men and women na dapat naman talaga is magkakapantay-pantay. Kasi meron din yung mga lalaki na hindi kaya na gawin ng mga babae. And meron din yung mga babae na hindi kayang gawin ng mga lalaki. So, number 2 is have the freedom to choose. So, it is very common naman, di ba, na maintindihan to, have a freedom to choose. So, sa third one is oppose laws and traditions that limit education, job, and income opportunities for women. So, dito, sinasabi dito na mag-oppose ng law and traditions na naglilimit sa isang babae sa pag-abot ng education, job, and income opportunities. Na may karapatan rin ang mga babae na mag-oppose o kaya naman mag-stood up para sa lahat. Kasi nung, kung babalikan natin yung looking back for lesson na patriarchy theory na more on ang mga lalaki lang ang may karapatang mag-aral, may karapatang magtrabaho. So, dito, sa basic feminist ideas, so, dito rin ang inoppose yung laws and traditions na ang mga babae rin ay meron rin karapatan. So, number 4 is ending sexual violence and give women control over their sexuality and reproduction. So, dito, for example nito is pag mag-asawa na kayo. So, ngayon, may law na para dyan, na kapag ang babae is ayaw makipagtalik sa kanyang husband, is hindi dapat ito pilitan. Kasi kahit na mag-asawa kayo ay may karapatan rin ang babae kung gusto ba nila or mag-ayaw sa ganong way. So dumako naman tayo sa feminist theory. So 'di ba nung patriarchy or patriarchal theory is masyadong dina-downgrade yung mga kababaihan na more on nakafocus lang sa karapatang pangkalalakihan na dapat ang mga babae is hindi mag-stood up noon sa society na dapat palagi nasa bahay lang sila. So, dito, kaya nabuo yung feminist theory. So, feminism theory is grounded in three main principles by Rappers Holman, 2002. Namely, number one is women have something valuable to contribute in the society. So dito, ang mga babae is valuable to contribute in the society. So isa na nga yan, isa na rito yung example na ang babae is nag-give birth. So, walang lalaki kung walang babae. Pero, pareho rin naman. Pero, yung part dito is, yung babae kasi, yung magdadala ng baby in 9 months. So, para dito na, parang mas valuable to contribute in the society yung women. So, sa part pa lang nun, na nagkakaroon ng maraming people in society because of women. Yan. So, number two is, women have been unable to achieve their potential, receive rewards, or gainful participation in society. So more on dito, ang mga babae is more on wala na na-achieve and potential sa pagtamo ng sariling rewards. Like, for example, like puro lalaki lang, 'di ba? 'Di ba noon is kapag ang isang family is may anak na babae at lalaki at yung tatay ay magre-retire na, yung pwesto niya bilang CEO is ibibigay niya yon sa kanyang anak na lalaki. Kasi nga, more on pinagkakatiwalaan nun yung lalaki para mag-stood up sa job na yon. So, more on, yung mga babae is unable to achieve rewards or parang nawawala ng potential. So, number three is what we call feminist research should go towards social transformation. So, parang dito, ang mga babae is dapat nakikibagay sa social transformation. So, for example dito, yes noon is, dapat naman talaga, ang basketball is para sa mga men, para sa mga lalaki lang. Na, kasi more on ang body nila is matagal sumuko, parang matagal give up in a way of, energy, yung parang ganon. Na, pero ngayon, nagkakaroon rin naman ng, ang mga babae is, may karapatan na rin na sumali sa ganyan. Pero sa mga kapwa, babae lang, na pwede rin silang mag-basketball, ganon. So, sa types of feminist theory naman tayo. So, first one is liberal feminism. This perspective allows women to seek the same opportunities as men, especially the opportunity to excel in different areas. Liberal feminism asserts equality among men and women through political and legal reforms, arguing that women are all capable and rational as men. So dito na sinasabi na kontra ang liberal feminism sa katwiran ng lipunan ng mga babae is walang sapat na kakayahan sa intellectual and physical like sa mga lalaki. Kasi noon, sinasabi nila na ganun yun. Pero, dito sa liberal feminism, nakafocus ang pagkakapantay-pantay and legal reforms na ipinagtitibay nito na may kakayahan din ang mga babae tulad ng sa mga lalaki. Number 2, radical feminism asserts that this defining feature of women oppression is the male-controlled capitalist hierarchy. It views that the oppression of women cuts across boundaries of race, culture, and economic class. Radical feminism asked why women must adapt roles based on their biology. So, dito nakafocus yung sinasabi ng defining feature of women or yung mga pang-aapi ng sa babae is dahil sa male-controlled capitalist hierarchy na isa na nga dito yung mas nangingibabaw dati yung mga kalalakihan. Then dito sa radical feminism is mas angat yung mga kababaihan na and then nag-ask rin sila na why must adapt roles based on their. So sa radical feminism asserts the defining features of women oppression. Yung, when we say oppression, yung pang-aapi sa mga kababaihan is dahil sa male-controlled capitalist hierarchy na nagvo-views ng yung mga kalalakihan noon is mas nangingibabaw kaysa sa mga kababaihan rather. So sa radical feminism, dito na mas umaangat yung mga kababaihan. And sa radical feminism, as why women must adapt roles based on their biology. So, bakit kailangan i-adapt yung role nila sa society based on their biology? Na porke babae sila is hindi na nila kayang pantayan rin yung mga kayang gawin ng mga kalalakihan. So, radical feminism, this can be divided into two subtypes, namely the radical libertarian feminism and radical cultural feminism. So, letter A, radical libertarian feminism. This subtype of radical feminism argues that a woman's capacity to give birth, as well as her sexual rules and responsibilities, limits her ability to achieve her full potential, as these factors are used in patriarchal society to oppress women. Radical libertarian feminists seek social reforms and technologies that would help women escape from the chains of childbirth and motherhood. So sinasabi dito na ang radical feminism nag-argues ng capacity of women to give birth kasi sinasabi nila na ang mga babae lang ay ang kakayahan is mga anak. So parang doon is nagiging pang-aapi yun sa mga kababaihan na nagiging factors kasi dahil sa use of patriarchal society na mas pinapaboran lang yung mga kalalakihan. So dito, ang radical libertarian feminist naghahanap din ng ang radical libertarian feminism na mga reforma para makatakas sila sa role na o responsibility ng mga anak at maging magulang or maging ina. So letter B, the radical cultural feminism. This subtype of radical feminism embraces everything about being a woman, as well as the values and importance of female qualities, asserting that these are the very qualities that not only differentiates women from men but make her superior as well. So sinasabi dito na nakafocus ito sa lahat ng kakayahan ng mga kababaihan. Sinasabi dito na ang mga qualities na meron yung mga babae is hindi lang nagiging rason para masabing iba sila sa mga lalaki. So, kundi mas nagiging superior o higit pa ang kakayahan nila. So, sa third one naman is Marxist Socialist Feminism. So, incorporated the views of social justice as well as socioeconomic disparities. Women were perceived as men's property and a key component in the capitalist machine from a commodities perspective for many centuries already. Marxist feminists claim that the only way to gender equality is to destroy the capitalist society. Socialist feminists believe that women could not only achieve true freedom when working to end both economic and cultural oppression. So sinasabi dito na incorporated the views of social justice as well as socioeconomic disparities na ang mga kababaihan daw is perceived or pag-aari ng lalaki, ng makalalakihan. Pero, ang tungkulin ng Marxist Socialist Feminism, sa Marxist feminist, nag-claim na ang only way daw ng gender equality, yung pagkakapantay-pantay ng both gender, is to destroy that capitalist para mapuksa na ang mindset na ganyan na may karapatan rin yung mga kababaihan kung ano ang gusto nilang piliin na maging role sa society. Kung ayaw nilang mag-asawa or whatsoever, yun, dapat din respect na lang sa mga ganong bagay. So number 4, the existential feminism is derived from Simone de Beauvoir views that women are not powerless and does not need to depend on male-female relationships. It puts forth the idea that prostitution empowers women as it allows an avenue of escape from their dependency on men. Central to this standpoint is the concept that one is not born a woman but becomes a woman. De Beauvoir emphasized that women must transcend their natural position and choose economic, personal, and social freedom. By Lander-Green Gottlieb, 1996. So, sinasabi dito na hinahayaan or dapat hayaan ng mga kababaihan na makatakas sa o nakadepende sa relasyong pangbabae at lalaki lang. Kasi, sinasabi na dapat ang babae is sa lalaki lang, ang lalaki dapat sa babae lang. So, dito sinasabi ni Simone de Beauvoir na hindi rin basta-basta ganoon. Kasi kapag ang isang babae is ayaw naman talaga, gaya na nga sinabi ko kanina, na ayaw na makipagrelasyon sa kapwa, So, sinasabi rin dito na it puts forth the idea that prostitution empowers women as it allows an avenue of escape from their dependency on men. So, ang tungkol rin ng existential feminism is inaalaw yung mga kababaihan na magkaroon ng kalayaan, na magkaroon ng freedom to choose kung ano yung mga dapat nilang piliin para sa kanilang sarili at hayaan ang kanilang kakayahan na lumawak pa. And de Beauvoir emphasized that women must transcend their natural position and choose economic, personal, and social freedom. So, number 5 is multicultural feminism. Suggests that every woman has different intersecting identities and therefore is not alike with any other woman. This lens on feminism considers several different interconnected identities and influences. It is sometimes applied as interconnected identities and influences. So, sinasabi dito na iba-iba ang mga klase ng kababaihan and iba-iba rin sila sa isa't isa. Yes, totoo po yan. Yung sa multicultural feminism na hindi basta babae ito is pareho rin ng kakayahan ng isang babae to. So, sa multicultural feminism, sinasabi na pare-pareho kayong babae, pero iba-iba yung different yung mga identities, yung mga kakayahan nyo bilang babae. So, number 6 is cultural feminism. Cultural feminism argues that there are fundamental personality differences between men and women, and that women's differences are distinctive. This theory of feminism supports that notion that are biological differences between men and women. This theory also wants to overcome sexism by celebrating women's way and women's experiences. Sinasabi sa cultural feminism na may pagkakaiba-iba ang mga babae at lalaki. Ang pagkakaiba, iba ng kakayahan pangkababaihan sa kakayahan ng pangkalalakihan is natatangi. So, dito yan sa cultural feminism. And then, want makaalis or makahali sa sexism kan theory na sa pamamagitan kang pag-celebrate ng mga nagiging experience ng mga babae sa mga nagiging buninda. So, dito sa cultural feminism, so dapat ina-appreciate yung mga gawain pang kababaihan. So, meron na niyan na sineselebrate nung March, 'di ba? The Women's Month na hindi kami basta babae lang. Babae kami, hindi basta babae lang. So, dito. So, may mga difference. Pero difference daw dito ng mga women's is distinctive. So, natatangi. So, yun naman talaga. So, lastly, the ecofeminism. Ecofeminism argues that this is a connection between the destruction of the environment and the exploitation by women by patriarchy. So, when we say exploitation, yung pagsasamantala sa women by patriarchy. Kasi noon sa patriarchy or patriarchal theory, parang mas pinapaboran noon yung mga kalalakihan kaysa sa mga kababaihan. Thus, as a way of repairing the injustice done by men against women and the environmental and the destruction environmental resources that women mostly depend on to provide. So, hindi lang dapat ang women or the woman ang role nila is nagpo-provide ng nakadepende sa pag-provide ng sa families nila. So, dito, as a way by repairing the injustice done by men, kasi nga, sinimulan to nung patriarchy theory na mas pinapaboran yung mga kalalakihan kaysa sa mga kababaihan. So, dito, dapat nang putulin yung mindset na ganun, na hindi lamang ang mga kababaihan is nakadepende sa pag-provide ng for their families, but rather, meron din kaming mga natatanging kakayahan na kami lang ang meron. So again, good afternoon classmate and good afternoon mom. Thank you very much.